New York Giants rumors coming at you here from Mitchell Renz. Saw a fun little story about the potential of the New York Giants going out and trading for Atlanta Falcons star wide receiver Julio Jones. Obviously, Julio has made it known. He wants out of Atlanta. He don't want to be there anymore. He told Shannon Sharpe himself, if you haven't seen it yet, go check out the video yourself. The Giants, they have the draft capital to be able to make an offer, and if they want to be able to go out and pay him, you can go ahead and do that. So what's really interesting is this. I'm a big believer, and no disrespect to the Giants fans out there, I wasn't too crazy about the Daniel Jones pick. Has he gotten a little bit better each year? Sure, he absolutely has. But if you're telling me right now that if you go out and get Julio Jones and you pair him with a guy like Kenny Golladay, Sterling Shepard, Slayton, who had a kind of a breakout year, and then Evan Ingram as well, I mean, this is pretty interesting here. So what I want to show y'all is this Giants wide receiver tight end depth chart. You have solid options. I like Shepard a lot when he first came out of Oklahoma. A good route runner, could catch the football. Slayton had a little bit of a breakout year. Evan Ingram, when he came out of Ole Miss, I was like, this guy could be really electric. He just needs to be able to hold on to the football. They went out and signed Kyle Rudolph. So you have all these options here, plus the burner and John Ross be able to stretch the field. I mean, let's face it, this is the time for Daniel Jones to be able to either put up or shut up. So if you can go out and get Julio, who some of you are going to be like, wait a minute, he missed a lot of games, he was banged up, and sure. I mean, when you look at his 2019 and 2020 stats, I get it. But this man still averaged 85 yards per game last year. If he would have played the whole 16 games, if you base it off of just what he did last season, he's still at 5 touchdowns, over 1,300 yards, 91 catches. All I'm saying is this. Let's put a little bit of respect on my man's name. So what says you? Should the Giants go out and trade for Julio Jones? I want you to either type Y for yes, or I want you to type N for no. Is it necessarily the biggest need for this football team? No, not necessarily. However, I am also in the camp of when guys like Julio Jones, when big-time players become available, when there's a dude potentially out there and the team's not going to get his full value, every team should at least pick up the phone and give it a call. Y for yes, N for no. When you look at the Giants' 2020 receiving leaders here, in terms of receptions, Slayton had 50, Sterling Shepard had 66, Evan Ingram was 63, Golden Tate no longer on the team with 35. There's opportunity here for you to get a little bit better. Obviously, you also have Kenny Golladay, who I still think is the number one receiver from top to bottom. There's no doubt about that. But, when you see the Giants and what they're doing, I mean, they really haven't had a true number one receiver for probably since Odell Beckham Jr. We're going way back there. I mean, in 2018, Odell, and this is also a year that he was actually kind of banged up. This is the last time that they've had a 1,000-yard receiver. Now, you're hoping that Kenny Golladay can be that 1,000-yard receiver, and he can also probably get you double-digit touchdowns. But, I mean, the story behind this is, can Daniel take that next step? And his biggest problem has really been not really turning over the football, and he got a little bit better with that as the season went on last year. Now, the fumbles you see aren't fumbles lost, I believe. I believe it's just overall fumbles, but completion percentage, a little bit better. Yards per attempts, the same. When going out and adding Julio, all you're hoping is this, that he can take that next step, and for you sit there and be like, okay, I'm confident that he is actually the franchise quarterback. So here's the trade idea that Chat Sports and I cooked up here. The Giants receive Julio Jones. The Atlanta Falcons, they get Darius Slayton and a 2022 second-round pick. So what we do here, we ask you questions. We want you to interact with us down in the comments section. Would you make this trade? I want you to type T for trade, or I want you to type P for pass. I mean, if both sides are happy, I actually think it's pretty good value. I don't know if the Giants ultimately end up doing this, but Julio, Kenny Golladay, I mean, that's pretty damn good value to me as far as I'm concerned. So go down in the comments, let me know. Type T for trade or P for pass.